Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks. Hi everyone, we're your hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery.
And we post 2 episodes every week. Tuesdays are for our reality digest, where we go over the latest week's reality chaos. And Thursdays are for the Fame Files, where we revisit some defining stories throughout pop culture history. And today is our reality digest episode.
Yes, once again, we are back with a full lineup of shows, and we actually added one this week.
We added a newbie.
Vanderpump Rules season 12 has officially started airing, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. Should we just jump in and start talking about that first?
Yeah, sure. I want to preface that I've never seen Vanderpump prior. And I think that's important to note for me. I did go and watch the very, very first episode, season 1, episode 1 of Vanderpump. And my first thought was there was a shit ton of parallels. I don't know if you noticed that.
Interesting. Yes, I actually did. What were some of the ones that you picked up on? Because I agree.
I just kind of felt like they just set up it entirely the same, which I guess is fair because it's the same show. But I felt like everybody was kind of intro the same. And I just felt as if I was just watching something not new. I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because it's kind of we have this sort of queen bee girl that's a little bit crazy,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit always mad at some man in her life, and then we have this macho man who looks like he's had way too much plastic surgery, who is a womanizer. And then we have this other man who to me is so wildly unattractive, but somehow has all of these women going after him. And then we have the crazy girlfriend, and it's just, yeah, I agree with you.
It's a lot
very
of the same.
Much similar. And my first impression, this is gonna sound really mean, and I'm gonna sound like an internet troll, but this cast is way too ugly to be on this show.
Yeah. But when I was watching season 1, episode 1, I kind of thought the same thing about everybody else. I won't lie. I was just okay, you're just human. But that was none of them had any work done. They're all just human. And I think that's what I don't know, we're just not used to seeing regular baby faces on our television screen.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's funny is that this cast clearly is even more manufactured than the original cast.
Absolutely.
They have definitely gotten the plastic surgery and stuff,
They're also using the 11 seasons that they have prior to base all of their dramatization of everything on. So
yes,
everything is gonna be a next level thing for them, because it's not the first time that any of these people are seeing something on TV.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like it kind of opens up with this girl Natalie, the bartender, which dude, I will say I don't love a female bartender.
I don't know anybody's name or what anybody looks like. I was feeling very overwhelmed. I've never my first episode of any TV show, I'm not gonna know who you are, and I'm not gonna get facial recognition until a couple episodes in. Obviously, I know who Venus is. I feel he was very much. And then the ugly one you're talking about, is that Marcus?
Yes.
Okay.
Is he not so unattractive?
No, he's so unattractive, and he's acting like he's the most attractive person he's ever met. And I'm I just don't think so. Dare I say that both Toms are more attractive than you. And that's 100%. Saying a lot for me.
Honestly, I don't know that I've ever he reminds me a lot of James Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Who I know you know who James Kennedy is.
Yes. And then
they remind me a lot of each other.
Marcus is dating who?
Kim.
Okay. And then he's friends in quotes with Natalie.
With Natalie, yes. And Natalie's the one that I'm saying that I was kind of liking in the very beginning. I love that when there's a female bartender, they just always seem to have their head screwed on right, versus some of the servers can just be a little bit
Is she not the
dumb
one that went batshit crazy?
She did, but it's very much giving Stassi Schroeder at that age.
Okay.
So I hope that she ends up being like I think she's one of those characters on reality TV that like they can really screw up, but it's like honestly it's kind of funny because what nothing that they're doing is really that bad or like despicable. Like
I was
she's
also
just yelling at her ex-boyfriend.
Well, I was super confused. Is Paulo not going to be a character? Like, why is everybody and their mom talking about him and we don't
I
meet him at
know. No, I don't
all?
think he is.
Okay, that's so weird. Like, then don't make him a storyline. Like, I don't get it.
I know. And why is everyone dating this old ass man?
He's like,
Like
they said he was
it,
like 52 or something like that. I'm like, what?
yeah. Like what? And then so we have the host or sorry, the manager, Demi. I
Yes.
always want to say Demi now whenever I see
I
that name, but
know.
it's
I was the
Demi.
same way.
She seems like she's got her shit locked too, but the one thing that I liked about her was that she said that she had been working there for like 8 years.
Yeah. Because they showed like a clip of
So,
her, or they showed a clip from Vanderpump. Sorry, this is Vanderpump. They showed a clip from prior seasons, and she was walking
original
in the background.
Vanderpump.
Yes, original Vanderpump. I don't know how to refer to it.
Yes, I saw that too. And like, I think, because like, here's the thing, like, I was really concerned, and I do still think that it could take this turn. I was really concerned that this show is really going to cringe me out because of the fact that it's like, so, because like they're trying to branch off of this original show that was
Mm-hmm.
so good. But so the fact that Demi had worked there for so long was like making me feel better about that. It's a little bothersome to me that a lot of these people have only been working at SUR for like since like 2023. But also I do have to consider the fact that like generally speaking, being a server is not a career long livelihood for most people.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
sure
sure that
there's a
they have
lot
a
of,
lot of
especially if
turnover.
everyone is aspiring like artists of some kind, like going into like a creative field, like they're all probably leaving for that.
Yes.
So they have to
Yes. And
find
then
new
we
people
have like
often.
these yes, exactly. And then we have these twins. Did you notice this?
Okay, I was confused because only one of them works at the restaurant, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's all about.
Okay. And one of the twins was like talking to Natalie, but then nothing happened because he brought another woman to the restaurant.
Wait, no, that's not the twin.
Wait, then who's the twin?
The twin is okay, so let me back up. Chris, his name is Chris. He's the one that you see like working behind the bar that Natalie's like training.
Okay.
He actually I do not like him. And I am not happy that he's on this show because he has actually been on two reality shows prior to this.
Yeah, he said that.
And yes, it really bothers me that they cast somebody like that because that's like the whole point of Vanderpump Rules is that like these people are
What
supposed to
were
be
the
like
reality
undiscovered.
shows?
So the first one, it was called the weirdest freaking like concept ever. It was a Netflix show and it did not like do well. I actually didn't even know about it until I saw him on the second reality show that he was on, but the first one was called Dated and Related and it's basically like sets of twins go on a show together and then they like date the other twins.
You're telling me this man is not the same man as the one that Natalie was talking to? See, this is why I feel like I was thrown in to like a exploding volcano and it's gonna take me a hot second to catch up.
No, so the guy that brought the girl to the restaurant is not a twin, is not the twin. He's just like another character, which I agree, I also think is weird because this is supposed to be about people who work at SUR. So why is he a
So he doesn't
character if
work at
he's
SUR at
like
all.
not
So
working
then
at SUR?
he's irrelevant to me. The twin.
Right.
So we're
The
referring to them as
twin,
twins, but both do not work there.
no.
Got it. I'm
So
I'm doing my
the
best.
bartender, look up Chris Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, I already got it.
Google that.
I'm there.
Okay. Chris has a twin brother whose name I forget, who was in in this episode a little bit,
Yeah,
but
they
not
were
very
surfing.
much.
Yeah.
They were surfing together. Yes, that's his twin brother. But the twin brother that he was surfing with was not the guy that brought the girl to the restaurant.
I'm on board now.
Okay. So Chris and his twin brother were on Dated and Related. And then from Dated and Related, which by the way, I did actually watch that season with him in it because I was like, this is so weird. And he's like horrible human being. Like just the way that he talks about and to women is just like disgusting in my opinion. Then he gets offered to go on Perfect Match, which I'm not sure if you ever watched that show,
I
but
don't think I
it's
did.
like basically it's like a dating show for people who have already been on reality TV. So they pull from mainly Netflix shows, but like this past season, like Clayton Echard, the former Bachelor, was on. And so was Rachel Recchia, the girl who was the Bachelorette the same season as Gabby Wendy.
Oh,
So
okay.
they do some, yeah, so they have recently started pulling people from other reality shows, but Chris was on like one of the first seasons of Perfect Match, and it was the same thing. Like I felt like he was just like so just like degrading and like dismissive of any woman that he didn't deem worthy of his time because he didn't think they were attractive enough. And it just really, like, I can't stand men like that. It's just the most disrespectful demeanor you can ever have, in my opinion. And so I'm really not a fan of him, and like I'm not happy that he's on this show. Maybe he'll redeem himself, but he already is like negative 10 points in my eyes.
Oof. Okay. I'm looking up Perfect Match. Why is Nick Lachey the host of this show as well?
Yeah, Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey definitely have some sort of.
What deal do they have with the devil?
Vanessa Lachey hosts The Ultimatum, which is another Netflix show.
Speaking of deal with the devil, Netflix bought HBO and Warner Brothers.
Yes, I did.
That's fucking crazy.
I mean, like, why do companies keep doing this? I'm so over it.
They own every major franchise that now exists.
Yeah,
Marvel, Harry Potter, DC. Like they own everything.
yeah. It's crazy.
And nobody's clocking this? I thought this was not legal.
Like, right, like you would think that monopolies were illegal, but
Yeah.
apparently not
Uh,
anymore.
well then
We don't
if you go on a
care.
deep dive about cereal and how that monopoly hasn't been clocked, I don't even want to talk about it.
Cereal?
Yeah, bro, everything's owned by like Kellogg or some shit. Like every
Oh,
cereal.
maybe we should do a Fame Files episode on that. Cereal. Also, it was interesting to me in this episode that Sir is not doing well financially.
Yeah, that was interesting to find out as well. I didn't realize they had to shut a restaurant. I didn't really follow it around that time, so I didn't realize they had to close one. So
Yeah.
that was kind of sad.
Yeah,
Because I
it
guess
was
like
like,
that whole area just kind of went downhill, which sucks.
yeah, and I'm sure like the fires didn't help either. Like I'm pretty sure like
No.
West Hollywood was like a major hotspot for the fires. Yeah, but you're correct though. Lisa Vanderpump opened up Pump restaurant in, I think it was season 1 of Vanderpump Rules. And it was open for 10 years. And I remember she said in the episode where they announced that they were closing, probably in like season 9 or something like that like 10 years is actually a really good run for a restaurant. But yeah, I mean, it is like, I mean, obviously, like, it's like, my thing is, if Sir is struggling, how are any of these other restaurants staying afloat? You know what I
I don't
mean?
know.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Sir is literally on reality TV. I'm sure that they get some sort of payout for like the restaurant, you know, like as if the restaurant is almost like a cast member. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure the dynamics there. What would you think, like the whole Natalie, what's her name, Kim and Marcus situation? How would you feel about just Marcus? I don't know, because he's like telling Natalie they're friends, but he's to Kim, he's like, no, we're not that close. Like, I don't really get it.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you asked because I was about to ask you the same question. What I will say is that if someone was yelling at me like Natalie was yelling at Kim and my boyfriend just sat there, I would be fuming.
Absolutely.
I would actually be fuming. Like that is, I feel like no tea, no shade, but like diabolical, and it's really giving Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney. Like it was the same thing. Like I mean, time will tell with Marcus, but not only would Tom not stand up for Katie, but he in fact would like take the other person's side. So that's a red flag to me. And also, I thought it was insane that Venus was like telling Marcus that he was wrong and that he should have stood up for Natalie. Like, Venus, Natalie is not his girlfriend.
No, he needs to stand up for Kim.
Like, that was crazy. Honestly, like, Kim was crazy for getting in her car and driving to Marcus's house after he left, but like,
And
I
the 100 phone
understand
calls.
where, right. She's like, if he had just picked up my phone call, I wouldn't have had
It
to
would have
call
been
a bunch
fine.
of times.
I'm like, I just don't really feel like that it would have been fine, but okay.
No, definitely not. But like, I understand where Kim is coming from. Marcus is
I do
clearly
too.
infuriating.
I don't think that I think that men can be friends with women by proxy. I'm going to explain this. So like men are friends with women that they want to be with. Point blank period.
You're
Then you
saying
can
that they
have
want to like have a
if they're
relationship with of
if
some
they're friends
sort.
with you, they can see themselves having a relationship with you. This is just from my experience. I'm not speaking for everybody. Then you come with women who you are friends with by proxy. So you met them through somebody else. You met them through your girlfriend. You met them through a friend of a friend. that's a by proxy friend. You can be friends with those friends, but you can never be direct friends with a woman that you don't want to be with unless you are gay. And that's just how I feel.
I agree with you. I mean, it very much, I hate to play the comparison game, but I feel like we're probably going to be doing it all season. It reminds me of Tom Sandoval and Ariana Maddox's friendship when she first joined the show. It was adamant, like, we're just friends, we're just friends, we're just friends. Can't guys and girls be friends a lot? Well, then they ended up dating for almost a decade.
I'm not saying there aren't exceptions to the rule.
Of course, but the vast majority.
In my experience, I have never seen a man be direct friends with a woman that they do not know by proxy through somebody else that they didn't either end up being with and or just wanted to be with the entire time.
Yeah,
so please,
no, I
would
totally
love to be proved wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong. But I think my theory holds true.
I think you're right. And I think unless the only other exception that I would make is if you have known this person like your whole life, like if it's like a family friend or something, you know?
Yeah, but at that point, that's
you
like
guys
a cousin.
Have been, yeah, it's like you guys have been like family friends since you were babies. But no, I totally agree with you. And I definitely think that it's like funny that even in the year of our Lord 2025, we're still gonna sit here and act like someone like Kim is being crazy for her boyfriend, for not wanting her boyfriend to be, you know, texting good morning to another girl. Like, I don't understand why anyone is acting like Kim is the crazy one in this situation.
In that instance, I think that it was Natalie texting him good morning.
It was, but like if he's responding, then like
absolutely,
that's just as bad, you know.
I think it's weird from both ways. Like, I would never be texting my good friend's boyfriend good morning. Like, that's weird AF. Like, why?
Exactly.
If I'm texting you good morning, it's in like I'm like taunting you. Like, I'm about to tell you some bad news that I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. You're like, I'm about to come in hot and ruin your entire life.
I'm about to like roast the shit out of you for something that you've done. I'm not just texting you good morning to be nice. It's like
no,
like,
you're like, call me. You're like, call me, period.
Something bad is happening.
No, seriously, like you're in big trouble. But no, I agreed. Like, I don't understand. You're exactly right. That's a bizarre thing to do platonically. And why is it a bizarre thing to do platonically? Because nobody does that platonically.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is not. Like, you guys need to stop. Also, it's not like I wake up every morning, Avery, and I text you good morning. Like, that's just not something you do with friends.
I wouldn't even do that to, like, a boyfriend. Like, that's kind of a lot. Like, I don't...
Like, that was like a middle school thing where like if you didn't text each other good morning, good night, like you were like in a fight, like you were gonna break up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like the silent treatment.
It's almost very like millennial behavior to me. Like, I feel like all of the millennials are constantly texting their significant other.
But yeah, like, who's sending good morning, good night texts anymore? Like, maybe when you're at the beginning talking stage. I don't know. I'm trying to think of exceptions.
Yeah, and like on that note, why are you even as a grown-ass adult in a talking stage with someone anyways?
That's very fair.
Like, I don't know. I mean, this relationship with Marcus and Kim is not going to go well. It would not surprise me if this show makes it past, 3, 4, 5 seasons. It would not surprise me if they stayed together. But I mean, it's clearly not. They're clearly not meant to be together.
If you both need to speak out loud on camera that you think your relationship is in a good place, your relationship is not in a good place.
Yeah, and we can obviously see by the reactions of the other cast members that it's not going well. So I definitely think that this is going to be like a huge storyline this season, and clearly Marcus is going to be a main character because we kind of like end this first episode with a Lisa Vanderpump staff meeting. And let me tell you something, after my many years of watching Vanderpump Rules, my many seasons, hell hath no fury like Lisa Vanderpump at a staff meeting.
Do you think that he'll get like fired?
No, he's not going to get fired. I mean, Lisa's threshold for firing people is actually quite high. Like, she doesn't fire people that often. Honestly, if I am thinking about it correctly, I'm pretty sure that the only people that she's ever truly fired and not let come back, I think the only person was Kristen. Like, main cast. I'm sure she's done that to other people, but like main cast members. It was Kristen Doty was fired. And this guy named Frank, who dated Stassi for a short stint, but it really... Frank, yeah. He, like, told a customer that he was gonna pants them or something. So
Oh my god.
he was crazy. But no, I don't think that he's gonna be fired. But like, it was actually so funny to me watching him walk out carrying his stupid little backpack. Like, what adult is carrying a backpack anymore?
I don't know.
Like in their day to day. It's one thing if you're like traveling, but like that's your bag? Like, I'm confused.
I'm looking forward to the rest of this. I definitely feel like it's too daunting for me to now go back and watch all of Vanderpump, but I
Yeah.
feel like I have this
Maybe
unique opportunity to start fresh, you know?
agreed. Agreed. No, I agree with you. It's like hard for me to watch this a little bit just because I know how
That's
good the
fair.
original
That's
show was and
fair.
like they I think really what this cast is gonna lack is like the humor. Like the Vanderpump Rules original cast was hilarious. As people, they were just so funny. And this cast is not giving that.
Yeah, I wasn't really like laughing out loud or anything like that, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I'm concerned that it's going to end up similarly to The Valley, where it's just going to be like kind of dark. I don't know, but we'll see. The Valley's like so depresso, but it's obviously a very different plot line and group of people. But yeah, I'm excited for this to continue on.
Talking about Depresso, we can talk about this episode of the Kardashians. It just had an undertone of sadness and trauma, which is very fair.
Genuinely, I mean, me personally, I was just happy that I didn't have to see Kourtney.
That's so, yeah. I mean, she was in it,
So
but just like her past self.
yeah, barely. And honestly, I feel like she was a completely different person
Yeah.
back then. Like, genuinely, I feel like she's just transformed as a human and not in a good way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this whole episode was about Kim, which
I really
I
enjoyed
think was
the
good.
the robbery recap play by play. I felt like I was in it. I felt like this was like a Now You See Me movie. Like I felt like I was in a heist. I don't know. The way they
I
like were
know,
saying it.
so crazy that
It
that
was
happened to her. What a bizarre thing to happen.
well until this episode, because I don't know. I'm sure I did watch it, but I didn't know that somebody else was there other than Kim. Obviously,
Me
they weren't
neither.
in the room with Kim, but I didn't realize that Simone was. Is that who it was?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
Simone.
realize
Yeah,
that
I think
Simone
so.
was in the hotel room or like hallway. She was somewhere. I'm
I think
forgetting.
maybe it was a 2-floor hotel room or something, and she was like
That's like a hard
downstairs.
concept for me to comprehend, a 2-floor hotel room.
Right. I know, but European hotels are so weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, watching the footage right before she got robbed was so disturbing, I
I
thought.
know. Like they're like leaving her. She's like, "Bye. We'll see you after. Bye." And I'm like, "Your life's
Yeah.
about to change. Your life is about to
And
change."
Kendall looked so young. It's
I
crazy that it's
know.
taken nearly 10
10
years for this
years.
to come to an end. Wild. And it seemed like everybody who was involved, like they were sentenced, but like their time they had already served their time, so they like
Yeah.
didn't have to go back to prison.
Okay. I'm trying to understand that. So essentially, they were in jail this entire time, correct? Waiting for this trial.
Yes.
So is that what they're counting as their time served?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's what that means when they say time served.
Because they already
Yeah.
served it, because they've been awaiting
Mhm.
trial for so long. So I didn't know that was
Yeah,
a thing that could happen. At least in the US, I do not think that's a thing. But also, laws are different.
yeah. We have that law that's which I mean, don't get me wrong. I
The right
still
to a
think that
speedy
a
trial.
lot the right to a speedy trial, but like even with that, I feel like people still wait for.
Oh,
I mean, think about
for
like the
sure, but
Idaho murderer. I feel like he didn't get convicted until like 3 years after the
I
murder.
didn't
You
think
know?
like that your time in jail in between those times counted for your time served. I don't think that's a thing in the US.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I could be completely wrong. I'm not speaking from an expertise.
I
But
think you might be right though, cause then you know what I really think it is. It's because then they'll move them to like the actual prison. In the U.S. they might be sitting in jail for quite a while, but
mm,
then once their sentence and their trial is over, then they move them to prison.
yeah. So yeah, that was really interesting. They
Kim, we
also
need you to
did
follow up and
yeah.
let us know
Can
if
you
that's how it
follow up?
works.
I know you failed the bar, but I still feel like you could tell us this.
Poor
I feel like you could share
Kim.
this with us. I know that's like what's really sucking about this watching this whole season because we know that she failed the bar and she talks about it every episode like how important it is to her and it does make
I
me really upset. I
know.
feel so bad. And I
I
don't
feel
know
bad
like
for her.
obviously money's not an issue. I'm sure that the bar is very expensive, but for her it's not an issue. I'm just curious like what like the rules are for like how fast you can retake it, how many times you can take it, like how much time does she really have left to like pass? That's what I'm curious about.
I was wondering the same thing because it is like sad. It's hard. Listen, and it's honestly, I will say, it's getting a little old
It
listening to
is.
her
She
talk
says
about
it
it
every damn
episode.
episode. It's becoming a breastfeeding thing.
It's like, oh my God, literally. But at least that's like, she's, at least sometimes she's saying it in response to Kourtney's clear mom shaming. What do you think about her wearing all of her jewelry to court?
I think that was like a total power move. I respected it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was like, I mean, honestly, I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't even know if like French courts have a jury. So I didn't know if that was like the concern. Like they were worried that the jury was maybe gonna like let the robbers off easily if Kim were like kind of flaunting her wealth, which I definitely think that they would tell somebody if this were a case happening in the US. On the other side of that, something that I actually thought was hilarious is when she was like debating back and forth with people about whether or not she should wear her jewelry, and then she asks this random man named Yusuf. I'm like, why are we asking you? Yusuf is wearing like a zip up hoodie. Like,
Who
why
is
are we
Yusuf?
asking Yusuf? Yusuf clearly is not a lawyer, so I'm not really sure why we need Yusuf.
I have no idea.
Like, it was just so, it was like the smallest, like quickest little moment, but like it actually made me laugh out loud. I was like, who gives a fuck what Yusuf thinks? Like, Yusuf is not in a court of law.
Yeah, she said a quote where she was like, I'm not, they already like kind of like stripped me of everything and I'm not gonna let them do that again. So I mean, I respected her for even being like brave enough to want to wear the diamonds, because I know that, yeah, she like doesn't want them. If they were already taken from her once, she's not gonna like have them theoretically taken from her a second time, in the sense that like she was not allowed to wear them, so she's wearing them.
But I can understand how the prosecution would be like, you're potentially...
Be like, hey, she actually lost nothing. Look at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, if there is a jury in this trial, I could see the jury being like put off by her showing up in millions and millions
because
of dollars
I'm pretty
of
sure her lawyer or like someone told her not to.
Yeah, no, they did. That's why they were arguing about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
also
I don't
thought
know.
I don't remember them saying that. Let me back up. I don't remember seeing anything about her faking this. Do you?
No, but like I was 15. Like I don't know if that was something that was like on my radar.
Yeah, no, that's fair. When she said her ex-husband accused her of faking a robbery for a TV show, was she talking about Kanye or Chris Humphries?
I assumed Kanye, but that's because I forget Chris exists. I just don't like him.
No, I think you're probably right, but like
I thought it was Kanye because he's batshit crazy, but like not like, I mean, Chris isn't like the belle of the ball, so.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you're probably right. I was just like, the only reason that I even thought that it could be Chris Humphries is because I'm like, what an insane thing to say to somebody that you were married to. That they faked a robbery, like, for the show. Also, at the point in which the robbery happened, Keeping Up with the Kardashians was like one of the most entertaining shows on TV, and they did not need to fake a robbery.
Yeah, it was Kanye. Like
while
they were married. Is it just like everyone saying,
my God.
Well, it had to be while they were married.
True. I just wondered if he's like said something sense about it, you know?
This Reddit thread says, I honestly thought Kanye was behind the robbery and he staged it. Very much not true. I don't think he could get it together enough to do that.
No, he's so neurotic. Like, I don't even feel bad saying that because he's like a horrible human being.
No, he's terrible.
Yeah. I also just thought it was so weird how she was talking about that one man that took part in it was clearly like feeling remorse during the actual robbery. And I thought that was really strange, and it almost made me wonder if, I mean, I don't know, maybe this is obvious, but it almost made me wonder if the people who actually committed the robbery were part of a larger ring of some sort of
I think they were. I just don't think they ever
organization.
caught like the larger ring. Kim wasn't supposed to be there. They were supposed to be robbing an empty hotel. That's why everything felt so like rushed, is they thought, I believe, I don't know where I'm pulling this from, but I believe that they thought that that it was going to be an empty hotel room. So like everything that has to do with Kim was decided like in that moment of what they were doing. So they didn't really know what was like the plan that they had kind of like went out the window. Yeah. Because she was there. And that's how I think that she like survived. Like there was never a plan to do anything with a human because nobody was supposed to be there.
I see what you're saying.
Like if they had planned for her to be there, they probably would have planned to kill her. or kidnap her or something.
But clearly that wasn't the objective. They didn't want to kill her.
No, they didn't want anybody to be there.
Not that it makes it any better. That being said, though, I didn't realize that it was only like an 8-minute long thing. Like, I don't know why I thought this was like an hours long situation.
Yeah, I had no idea. That was news to me.
You know, all I have to say after I just said a million things, Kim might be one of the most forgiving people on planet Earth. Like, love her or hate her, she is one forgiving bitch. Holy shit.
I would never be able to forgive that.
No.
But I guess at some point you have to
not.
like move on.
It reminds me of this video I was watching on YouTube not too long ago. Yes, I still watch things on YouTube.
I still watch things on YouTube.
I feel like nobody does anymore, and I think we need to bring back YouTube.
I had a whole YouTube rewind because I watch YouTube.
I don't remember what channel it was, but it was basically like this video where there were like maybe 7 people who were all ex-cons, and without knowing what one another did, they went through a series of ranking exercises, like ranking people based on how severe they think the person's crime was and how long they were served, just for how long they served in prison. Just those are just 2 examples. And like they didn't know what crime each other committed. They were just doing this solely based off like vibes and like looks and everything. And when they got to the end, there was this guy who was clearly like his crime was robbery for an organized crime group. Like he was in the mob essentially, and he kept trying to convince this group of people. It's clear to me that this man should not be out of prison because he has absolutely no remorse for what he did, nor does he think he even really did anything wrong. He kept trying to convince this group of people that what he did wasn't that bad, because they were all ranking him the very top, like this is the worst crime out of everyone. That what he did was he was like, well, I just robbed a bunch of like jewelry stores and stuff, and like when we would go in there, like we would tie the people up and like gag them and whatever. And he was like, but we never killed anyone, and like I just feel like that makes it so that my crime wasn't really that bad, and I always told them that if they just stayed quiet and stayed down that they were going to be fine. And everyone else was like, dude, you might as well have killed them. Like, do you understand that all of those people probably have severe trauma and likely PTSD from what you did to them? You tied them up and gagged them. They probably thought that you were going to kill them anyways until you left the store.
Why would they have them on this? Like, I feel like normally when I see things like this, because I think I know what you're talking about, like, I watched one where they were trying to rank, like, who had served the most time. It was, like, the least likely person who had served the most time because he had gotten involved, like, with, like, some bad people when he was a kid. But, like, that was, like, the worst. The other one was, like, a white-collar crime.
Maybe we watched the same video because it's kind of giving the same vibe.
I don't know. Maybe I don't remember that part. I just feel like, why would they have something that bad on the show?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I think it's just, like, one of those YouTube channels that I feel like is just, it tries to, like, spark conversation and, like, ultimately tries to give everybody, you know, the chance to, like, tell their story and give people a second chance. But yeah, I totally agree. It's, like, it was insane the way that he was acting like what he did was just not that big of a deal. You robbed people at gunpoint, but my guy, like, it really
with a loaded
get much
gun.
Worse than that.
I think that's just, like, what? It's not like you had blanks in there.
I'm not sure about you, but I'm not sure about you, but I don't really think it gets much worse than robbing someone at gunpoint.
No, I don't think it does.
So, I mean, that's like right up there with the worst of the worst offenses. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think that she was able to look past it all and ultimately forgive at least that one man. And the fact that these men were so old, I mean, I know that this was 10 years ago, but still, like, they still would have been old when they did it. But she's right, though. Like, sometimes I think we underestimate truly unfortunately, how much stronger men are than women. Like, even an older man could overpower somebody like Kim Kardashian.
Well, especially like they go in expecting, she has no idea. Like, it's the same thing where, like, this is a weird example, is if like I know that I'm gonna instigate a race with somebody to get to like an elevator, i.e. my brother, but he doesn't. So like I could beat him because I know and I'm prepped for it, whereas this is like a spur of the moment thing, and like that can be applied to this situation. Like all of these men robbing her knew what they were doing. They were going to go rob her. She doesn't have any idea. She's not prepared in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have that
Do
advantage.
you guys, right. Sorry, I just have one follow-up. Do you guys race to elevators a lot?
No, I don't know, like, where that came from. But you know when you're in, like, a hotel room and, like, it's a long-ass hallway, and then you just, like, race down it. Like, you didn't ever do that?
Yes. Me and my brother aren't much. We're not really runners,
I'm not saying
but
we do this
would do that
actively
to like the front
currently.
seat.
Yeah, but, like, things like that. But, like, one person is always starting it. Like, that person always has the advantage because you know you're going to start this race.
Yeah. Because they're anticipating it. Yeah, yeah. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Sorry, I just, not to make light of the situation, I just had to follow up on that.
Or, like, to push the stupid elevator button. That was a race, too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. Or, like, sometimes, like the other day, my dad locked my mom out of the house because she really had to go to the bathroom. And he, like, raced
My brother
inside and
loves
unlocked
to
the
do
door.
that.
Yeah.
We all do. It's just like just don't ever say you have to go to the bathroom when we're almost home because we're gonna lock you out of the house.
No, keep that information to yourself.
Keep that to yourself.
Somebody else that needs to start keeping more of their life to themselves is Bronwyn when it comes to her conversations with Todd. Todd could not give less of a fuck what Bronwyn has to say about her girlfriend.
Like, also picking him up from the airport in her little costume. She cracks me up. But, like, girl,
I
what are
love
you
whatever's
doing?
wrong with her.
What are we doing?
She's so hilarious. Like, I love whatever is wrong with Bronwyn. If
Did you see
that's, like, the craziest thing that she's doing.
Oh my god, did you see all the 54 Below stuff with Britney? It was in New York. I should have sent it to you.
Oh my
so
god,
you
she has
gone.
her cabaret show. I'm
Yeah.
actually so upset that I didn't go. I thought about buying tickets and then they came out and they were like $96 and I was like, I'm simply not paying $96 to go see Brittany Bateman. But now I'm really sad I didn't go because if I had known that the rest of the housewives were going to be there, I would have gone.
Well, you know, Bronwyn was like, she dressed up as the mom from Mean Girls and was like in the audience, like, because they did the Mean Girls Christmas dance. I haven't seen anything else from the show though. Yes, I don't know if it was like good. Like, can Britney sing? Is that like a known thing?
Yes, Britney has been on Broadway before.
Okay, I didn't know that. This is news to me. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like she has a lot of lore, honestly.
That is
she
some,
weren't such a
like,
fucking
deep
idiot.
Lore. Yeah,
maybe people would care more. Yeah,
that's so fair. Because I had no idea.
I'm not sure what shows she was in, but she definitely has a history in theater for sure. And she's a talented singer. My question exiting this show, and something that I think that we should do a Fame Files episode on, is what is an MLM? And why did Justin convince Whitney to essentially sell her company to an MLM? I thought
MLM was Justin's company. Or, like, the company Justin worked for.
No, an MLM, okay. You know those people who, like, are on Facebook, who are, like, posting things like, I work for myself, and it's, like, usually the girl that you went to high school with who never left your hometown and then, like, got pregnant when she was, like, 19 to, like, a man wearing camo or something, and you know the vibes?
Yeah.
Usually they'll join like an MLM because it's like they think it's like an easy way to get money. A primary example of this is the company Mary Kay. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I am.
It's like a makeup company.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Kay is an MLM. Like these almost like exclusively online businesses that don't have like storefronts or anything like that. But I don't know the specifics of it, but like just hearing Whitney talk about the fact that she could have gotten her makeup brand into Sephora or Target, and Justin like convinced her to essentially hand the rights over to an MLM just makes me feel like he was almost trying to sabotage her. And I don't want to think that poorly about Justin.
And she went into debt because of this.
I think so. That's kind of what they were making it seem like. He was like, we owe it to like pay people back who we owe money to.
But like, who would they owe money to?
Investors, maybe.
Okay.
People who fronted money so that she could, you know, make the actual products.
This is so confusing. This is why I could never start a business, because I understand what Mary Kate is, but I still don't understand how then her business became an MLM.
Right. I don't either. That's why I think we should do a Fame Files episode on MLMs soon so that we can understand this, especially if it's going to continue to be a storyline.
Yeah. No, that, as soon as she said that she was literally about to sit down with fucking Sephora, I was like, damn it.
So sad.
And I didn't realize that the MLM meant that she no longer, like, Wild Rose Beauty is not hers anymore. And, like, we've already been through this with Taylor Swift. Never give up what's yours. Like, I thought
I
we had learned
know.
our lesson, but like, obviously, you do what you think is best for your business, and that's what the decision she chose in that moment. I just hope that she can
I
get it back.
know. And it makes me sad to know that she put her trust in her husband and like he's the one that failed her. Like if she had just left it up to herself and not involved
Mhm.
him, then this wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, that sucks.
I just want the best for Whitney. And I don't know, I feel
I
like
do
Whitney has a lot
too.
of haters and I don't really understand it, but I genuinely do think that Whitney is a good person. Out of all of them, I think she's probably the best person.
I like Whitney a lot.
Another person that I was liking this episode was Heather. I love seeing Heather with her kids. I wish they would show it more often.
I didn't realize Heather's daughter went to school so close to me.
I know
I
it's
was
funny
like,
that both of her daughters
wow.
ended up
In Florida,
It's
yeah.
funny that both of them ended up in Florida of all places.
I thought that was funny too. As far away from Salt Lake City as they can.
No, actually, I don't blame them.
Imagine all their
After
lore
everything that I've
though.
seen.
Like, because
Oh my
I think
god.
her oldest daughter brought this up. She was like, yeah, as soon as I tell people I'm ex-Mormon, they're like, what? But I'm like,
I
imagine going on and then saying that your mother is a housewife on Bravo.
I know. I'm always like, what if one day I run into Brooks Marks in New York?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy.
Me and Brooks Marks would not get along, but
I don't think so. I'm
I
sorry.
mean that would be iconic. No, we wouldn't. And I think that's more his fault than it would be mine. I'm pretty easy to get along with. He, on the other hand, I'm not so sure.
Oh, but Heather saying air fryers changed her life. Me too, Heather. Me
That's
too.
so you coded.
She's going, this is really controversial in the air fryer world. I was like, she was making like a smorgasbord, but all at once. Like everything
Yes,
that
and then
has to
they
be
were
cooked at
like,
different temps and times. And I'm the same way, girl. I cooked a burger in an air fryer.
not a burger.
I'm so
How
for
do you
real.
even do that?
With skill.
That's so funny, bro. It's like when we would get our little every plate meals and you would make the entire thing
I
in the
would
air
make the
fryer.
whole thing in the air fryer. You just eat like the chicken and then the veggie and then like the like potato or whatever. They can all cook at once. I don't understand the issue.
That's so, I mean, it's clever for sure. Time management to the
Time.
max.
I'm all about time management in the kitchen. I hate being in the kitchen.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. We then have this like spill the Boston
Dumb
tea
ass
party, which
party.
I thought their outfits were hilarious.
Their outfits were hilarious, and they always make the fights
Yeah.
better because they look so stupid.
And shout out to Bronwyn for getting her citizenship because that's like really difficult to do in this country.
Yeah.
Like just the test alone, I've heard is really difficult. And like it pissed me off that Lisa was like, nobody cares about her getting her sit. Like Lisa is such a see you next Tuesday. Like I just
Until
can't
she
with
saw
her.
like the decoration for the party, she's like, wait, this is kind of cute. Shut up, Lisa.
Yeah. The horse situation. Why are we arguing about this?
Well, also, we said all of that, and she still fully never said if she owned or was leasing the horse. Listen.
Right.
I know we revealed a couple episodes ago that I am an ex-horse girl, okay? Leasing, like leasing a horse, owning a horse, and just doing lessons, 3 totally different things, okay? I just did lessons. I never leased, I never owned, okay? I just borrowed a horse for a lesson every week, and it was typically the same horse that was owned by the barn that I went to. You can then lease a horse, which is just paying a certain amount of money to the barn to, like, essentially kind of like co-own the horse. Like, somebody else still takes care of it, but, like, you pay for everything, kind of. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. And you own it. You, like, physically own it, but then you can pay to put it at a barn that you don't own the barn, but you own the horse. It's like a whole thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think she owns the horse. Like,
then why don't she just say that? She's like, oh yeah, I just leased the horse or loan the horse.
That's
whatever.
the thing. It always becomes a pissing contest between Angie and Lisa. Like, who's richer? Who has more material things?
And like, I know that Angie owns a horse, right? Because it's Electra's horse.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they have more than one, but I know because I think Electra rides.
Yeah, but honestly, she might even lease it because I know that they don't have like a barn at their house, you know.
Well, they could own the horse and then put it at somebody else's barn.
Yeah. What did you think about everyone's, tea that they spilled at the party?
I don't know. I was bored.
I was too until, of course, we get to, Meredith, and I just like I'm so remember, I think it was maybe last week that I said like there's nothing that I hate more than a lie detector storyline.
Yeah, and she brings out the fucking drug test.
Yeah, that might be the only thing that I hate more is a drug test storyline.
Yeah,
and
like what?
So Meredith, once again, womp womp womp. You have once again Meredith is last on my list of the Salt Lake City Housewives this season.
they never accused her of doing hard drugs. I think I talked about this last time. They're accusing you of like partaking in sleeping pills or some shit like that. I don't know. Like that's not
Right.
stuff
And
that would really
also,
show up on a drug test, right?
it definitely would, but it's
Okay.
like if you took like a pill for depression or something, like if you had like an anxiety medication or something, like
Mhm.
that would show up on a drug test. You know what I mean? Like it proves
Yeah.
nothing. And I just felt like I agreed with Whitney so much when she was like, all you guys ever do is just tell everyone that they're lying. I could
Mhm.
literally say that the sky is, this is what I feel like is getting to the point where it's like somebody could look at Meredith and be like, the sky is blue, and she'd be like, you're lying, you liar. Like I literally feel like that's where we're at with Meredith right now. And she's
She's
gone
just like,
insane.
and the friendship amendments just piss me off because like it's all like stuff you should already be doing if you're a decent human being. I don't know.
Not bringing up someone's kids or husband or
Yeah, and
business.
I
Yeah.
think literally Lisa did like the golden rule for friendship, and I'm like, just shut up.
Yeah, treat others the way you
Yeah,
want to
that's
be
literally
treated.
what
That
she
was so
basically said. She
funny.
was like, be the friend you expect others to be. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah,
the
I mean,
golden rule. You
right,
didn't
like
make that
thank you,
up.
Lisa.
And then what was the reactive abuse? I still don't get that. I still don't understand.
She's saying that if your if your reaction to you being abused is worse than the actual abuse, then it's like it's on you. So literally exactly what she did. She's mad at Brittany for bringing up a TikTok that she saw. So then she decides to physically assault her on an airplane for 4 to 6 hours.
So she
Like she's sitting over
was
here
unintentionally
saying
like shitting on herself.
exactly. And Whitney even said it at the end of that. She's like, that's exactly what Meredith did. Like, okay, so she's now admitting that she's wrong. Like, I just cannot wrap my head around the fact that Meredith cannot own up to anything. Like, Whitney is absolutely right when she says that only people on substances act the way that Meredith does. And I just
Mhm.
don't understand why she won't admit that she just doesn't remember what she did to Brittany. And on top of that, another layer is I just don't understand why Lisa is still corroborating this lie.
Yeah,
It
I
is
don't know. I don't
obvious
get
that
it.
Meredith is lying.
It's all very confusing.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, like, it's actually insane. At one point, she literally told Heather that she was lying about Meredith saying that Heather lied. Meredith, what? It's just, yeah, it's just insane. Another person who I was really just not understanding their reaction this past week was Kizzi on Below Deck.
In what way?
I feel as though she is having a meltdown every single episode about something. It's always Aisha having to check in on her, asking her if she's okay, saying to her, like, you seem off. Like, I don't understand what her deal is. She was the same exact way with V, and then V got moved to the deck crew, and now she's doing the same thing with Kathy. Like, it just seems like she cannot be pleased with anything.
No, I think she just really struggles with not being like the center of attention, so anyone that might be like a little bit better than her at their job, she gets like frustrated with. And then it with men too.
Right. But then if she were the only other Stu besides Aisha, she would be getting annoyed that she had to do everything on her own.
Yep, she would be complaining about all of her work. So I don't know what she
So,
wants. What was
yeah.
entirely out of pocket was just all of the kissing between Kizzi and Nathan. I was disturbed, upset. I didn't like it.
Gross.
And we
It's
haven't
also the
seen
way that
Gail
none of the men
yet.
are interested in Kizzi at all.
No, and well, what was so funny to me is they're actively like making out at this bar or whatever, and I don't even know who it was who was talking, but they were like, they don't even talk on the boat. I don't know if they've ever had a conversation. Who was that? Max?
Oh my
maybe?
god, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they were like
It might have been Aisha, honestly. I think
somebody
Max had
was
left by
saying it.
then. Max had left with
Oh yes,
Kathy.
because they went back with Kathy, but it was definitely a guy and a girl. But I think it was Aisha. But they were like, yeah, they don't even talk to each other on the boat. Like this is crazy, and it is, because it's just showing me that she'll just kiss anybody. Like she doesn't need to
Yeah,
have
that's.
any feelings whatsoever. And I think he's just like
I'm
upset
so
as
glad
spaghetti
you said
probably about like
that.
Gail. But
What do you think he's so upset about with her, though?
I think that like neither of them can commit in some way. Like I think something's happening. Like they're just like not. They want to be in. They each want to be in a relationship, but they won't. Or maybe it's just Nathan.
Yeah.
So I think he's confused. But and then Kizzy's there. Like just kind of happens. I'm just gonna talk about the most disturbing scene I've ever seen in my entire life. Is the double makeout in the van, same row, and then poor Aisha and Josh are in the back row. I was disgusted. This is not.
Read the room.
This is not an orgy show. What are we doing?
Ew. This is not The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
No, this is not The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This is not. What's that guy's name from Special Forces?
Cody. This is not Sister Wives.
This is not Sister Wives. What is happening? I was afraid.
Me too. I would have actually like been mad. Like I would have been annoyed if I were Aisha or Josh. Like I would have yelled at them.
I would have been disgusted. Gross.
I did have a question. What happens if one of them gets sick? Like I feel like Kathy like has a cold. Because like she's saying all episode like I don't feel good, and Max is being annoying as fuck, but that's a whole other conversation. But what happens if one of them gets sick? Like, won't everybody on the boat get sick?
I think they try to isolate it pretty quickly. One instance I'm remembering is like she kind of stayed in her cabin, but then she ended up getting so sick that they had to like call a medic, and she had to like leave for the charter. And I don't think she came back afterwards. I don't really know what the situation was, but like they'll call a doctor for you if you're, or they'll like make an appointment for you to go see a doctor to go get like medication and stuff, and they'll either put you like they'll put you in one of the like guest cabins for isolation if needed, if there's not a charter there at the time. So like if you're in between. If not, I think they would just put you in a cabin below, and everybody would have to like bunk up, like get real nice and cozy. Not like they already aren't, so would it be a big deal?
Seriously, how are
everybody
two
in one
people
room
sleeping in these twin beds?
I don't know, man, but they all seem to be able to do it.
Crazy.
I'd be like, get out of here. I need all of this space.
No, seriously. Who do you think is going to be lead deckhand?
Max. I think Max deserves it.
Why do I feel like V deserves it?
Well, V just doesn't have... If he made V, that would just wouldn't make sense, like, career-wise, because she has no deck experience. Like, she's, like, very new.
Well, but I just feel like she's doing better than the other ones. Maybe she's just doing less, so we don't see that she's messing up a lot, but...
But I think if he gives it to Joe, I'm gonna get pissed off. And if he gives it to Joe... Max is gonna get mad as hell, and he's gonna cause issues.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So you might as well just give it to him.
I feel like Captain Sandy was alluding to the fact that Max was the correct choice.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I necessarily think Nathan's the sharpest knife in the drawer, so it really wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know if it'll happen.
Giving it to Joe anyway.
He'll be like, "Wait,
such a bro.
that was what do you mean? That's what you were trying to say?" Like, yep.
Yeah.
That's what we were trying to say.
No, literally. Also, did you notice Kizzi talking about Kathy basically right in front of her when they were at dinner?
No. What'd she say?
I think she was talking maybe to Josh, and she was like, no, like, it's just hard getting used to, like, new personalities on the boat, blah, 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 blah. The only new personality that's been on the boat recently has been Kathy. And then Kathy, like, went over to her and she was like, I just heard you talking and it was making me nervous. Like, is there something that I've done to upset you? And of course, Kizzi's like, no. But, like, she's such a faker. She's a fake girl.
She's so fake.
Same. I'm really not a fan of her. The more and more that I keep watching, I'm really not a fan of her. But I've also seen things on social media that, like, she and Aisha are really close. Which, like, surprises me because she does not seem like Aisha's type of girl at all.
Because I didn't think that Aisha really liked her.
I know. Me neither.
I guess we'll see later. I don't really know what more could happen that would make me like her more.
I know. I mean, she's just been too hateful. Like, I just don't like how she's being so mean to the other girls. Like, it started with V, and now V's out of her way, so now she's moved on to Kathy. But, like, in my opinion, like, Kathy is not the one. I would not be playing with Kathy. No, I wouldn't
be messing with Kathy.
No. I mean, after watching how Kathy handled those guests, like, I love how she was literally like, you guys need to go to bed. Like, I've had it. You're done.
They were being so bad. They were begging. If you're ever begging to pee off of I don't even know, off of the side of a boat, like grow up, first of all. You're an adult.
What is with men peeing off in public? I don't understand why so many men think it's acceptable to do that.
Just because you can do it doesn't mean it should ever be done. I don't know. There's not more to say for that.
Right. You can steal, but you shouldn't. Like, It's the same principle, you know? I could rob Cartier, but I'm not going to.
I'm not going to.
There are consequences to that, you know? But, like, literally, like, I just felt like Kathy was correct. So I guess this is what I think I've gathered, and I think I'm right about this. The guests are not allowed to be out of their rooms without a crew member there.
A crew member has to be awake until the last guest goes to bed.
Okay.
And so, like,
And
someone's
somebody just
always given that night shift. So it was her that night. So, like,
gotcha.
her
Okay, so
shift
they just
doesn't
draw the
end
short end of the
until they
stick.
go to bed.
Gotcha. Right. And then what time do they have to wake up the next morning? Like, what if
So
they got to
that
go to bed until
person,
like 4:30?
like, gets to sleep in. They don't have
Okay.
to be up for breakfast crew.
I see. All right. That makes sense. I would be like so annoyed. Like, if I were a guest, I would be seriously, I would feel so bad that I would go to bed at like 11 p.m. because I wouldn't want them to have to stay up.
But in, like, addition to that, there's always a deckhand awake too. In addition to his
Okay.
And, like, the deckhand
Gotcha.
is awake throughout the night. Like, and they all take turns for, like, a couple hour shifts. Because somebody always has to be,
Ugh.
like, at the, I don't know, the control center of the boat. I don't know. Like, that little, like, front
That's
thing with the
terrible.
window. But that's like any boat. There's someone awake
Yeah,
at all
that
times.
must be horrible. Something that made me cackle this episode was, who the fuck is Burke and where did he come from? Do you know
Wait.
what I'm talking about?
Who? No.
There was like literally, I think they maybe said he was like an engineer or something, just came out of nowhere down the stairs.
Yeah, so there's a whole crew that we don't get to see.
So wild to me.
Yeah, they're just not part of the show. So, like, the chief engineer has been a character, like, once because there was, like, a really intense, like, love triangle with the chief engineer because he was, like, younger, not Burke's age.
Burke was killing me. Like, literally, Burke was literally like,
Burke was like, why do I need help?
And you know Burke was probably pissed as hell that they put that footage in. Like, I would be so mad if I were Burke.
Oh my god. Yeah, so, like,
oh my god.
I don't know if there's more than just him, but, like, there's definitely people who work on the boat that we don't get to see. Because they just aren't characters on the show.
Speaking of love triangles, we are unfortunately still being forced to watch this love triangle between Jesse, Jordan, and Marciano, which shouldn't even really be a love triangle.
No, it shouldn't be.
Jesse's married. But nonetheless.
So we get those, like, lie detector results back, and surprise, surprise, both of them had stuff where it was, like, inconclusive. But, like, Jesse's all happy because none of it was about the sex. I was like, okay.
And, like, once again, I just have to put it out there, the fact that lie detector polygraph tests are not even admissible in court. So I don't know why anyone
Is it because they're so, like,
them.
subjective? Yeah. I don't get the
like,
point of them.
It's all based on, like, your brain waves and stuff. Like, there is no way that you could realistically come to that conclusion.
Because truly,
they're 100% accurate or not.
Like, what is their control? Like, what is their basis for a lie? Because we don't know if we have any, like, psychopaths up in here. And I'm sure we do.
No, seriously. Oh, and, like, 100%. You never truly
know. You never truly know whether somebody is telling you the truth or lying to you. That is all based on trust.
It's the most infuriating part about this whole Salt Lake City plane storyline, if I do say so myself.
Like, you never know.
You never know. The one thing I did take away from this episode was that Miranda is the only level-headed, normal person on this show.
I think that's why they leave her out.
Right. They're like, oh my god, she's too sane.
She's boring.
She's gonna 51-50 all of us if we're not careful.
Oh my god.
What did you think about this episode?
I mean, I think we got a lot of, like, footage, but I was also just, like, bored. But, like, I just feel like it takes a lot for me to be interested at this point. I'm just so done with Marciano. I don't care.
I know. I don't care about him. Like, and unfortunately, I don't know, you know, we've both seen things online and whatnot, but, like, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like, I just saw that he's suing Demi for defamation as of, like, 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
I do feel as though she is digging herself into a hole that she does not want to be in.
I thought the conversation where Taylor was, like, essentially saying to Jesse that she's concerned because Jesse really isn't showing any emotions and doesn't seem that upset that basically her entire family is breaking up. I thought that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree. This is, like, an intense claim to make. But I feel like I've been saying this a lot recently. I don't know why. Since we're talking about psychopaths, I think that Jesse may have some sociopathic tendencies. Let me be clear. Sociopaths are not crazy psycho killers. That is not the same thing. So that's not what I'm saying. I do think that Jesse lacks emotion enough that it's slightly concerning to me.
I do feel like she's just very level-headed about everything, and that could be because of, like, trauma that's happened in her past, that she just, like, kind of like Kim, she's immediately calm in a storm, but, like,
yeah,
in this sense, it's like she caused the storm. And I feel like Kim's calmness is kind of a reaction to everything. But like, Jesse, you started everything and now you're acting like you're numb. That's where I'm getting like a little confused, I think.
Right. Well, I'm glad you said that because I wanted to ask you, what do you think about her basically saying that her cheating is a reaction to Jordan's like emotional and verbal abuse?
I mean, I think that happens a lot in relationships, unfortunately. Like, I don't know. I don't really feel like I can speak on it because I've never been in a relationship that is abusive. But
Yeah. I feel as though, because this is the thing, like I listened to her interview on like the Vile Files and everything, and it definitely gives a lot of context to like sort of what she's going through and that type of thing, and like the thing that she's trying to say, and also the thing that like Nick Vile was pointing out, which is a whole nother conversation, and they've said something this past week that really rubbed me the wrong way.
oh, about Whitney
Nonetheless,
ditching her children.
yes,
Yeah. Sorry,
yes, like
we can talk about that later.
yeah. But like for me with the whole Jessie thing, it's like obviously if she was being emotionally and verbally abused in this relationship, she does not deserve that. I genuinely think she's a good person.
Yeah.
I guess I just would think to myself
You
like
would just leave Jordan.
like divorce him, you know? And I do think that that's what they should do. I do not think that they should stay together.
Well,
Even
like we kind of
even
get
as I've seen the progression, you know.
we kind of get the answer as to why she didn't in that conversation with Taylor and everybody is she essentially just doesn't want to be somebody who has gone through 2 divorces. And I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really rough.
100%. It's just
So I guess in her
I
mind,
mean,
like she just sought connection elsewhere. I don't know, while still being in the marriage, so she didn't have to be somebody with 2 divorces. Is that the right decision? No.
I guess the thing that makes me so frustrated with some of these women, and I think because like obviously I'm on Jesse's side. Like I'm not on Jordan's side in this situation. I understand that he was horrible to her and like she made a mistake. And honestly, like I'm gonna be real. Not that I wouldn't be pissed about something like this, but like if it's true that all she did was kiss him, like that is hardly an affair. You know what I mean?
It's I mean, she calls it an emotional affair. Like
yeah.
Emotional cheating is very bad. It is a form of cheating for sure. But they're acting like she like ran away and was in a relationship with him for 4 years and has a second family.
Right. They're acting like this is scandal.
I know. Like they're
and
like I'm just a little
I don't know if,
confuzzled.
And I don't know if it comes from the fact that they're Mormon and so like everything is such a big deal to them when it comes to like
oh for sure
any
that's
sort
the
of
root
physical
of it all.
intimacy with somebody, but it's like I've heard people, and it just makes me laugh. I've just heard some takes online of people being like, Jesse, all you did was kiss him once. Like it's really not that serious. And like I do agree to a certain extent with that, but I also I know that I would be mad at if like I was dating someone and they did that, I would be fuming, right? So
absolutely.
I don't know. I think the thing that is making me lose my patience a little bit with not only Jesse, but also with Taylor is their ages. You guys are too fucking old to be doing this shit. You are 30-plus-year-old women. Get it together. Start making better decisions for yourself. It's actually ridiculous. Like, Jesse, you have 2 kids now. Like, you don't need to be, like, you need to be thinking about how your actions are going to have repercussions on them. Not the fact that you wanted to kiss Marciano because you and your husband were going through a hard time. And I know it's so
like
much
at that
deeper
point,
than that, but
I care so much more about what kind of parent you are for your children than I care about how many divorces you have gone through. I don't care who you've been married to. Like I care about your children.
And at this point I actually think every single person in Utah has had at least one divorce. Like I'm actually convinced of that.
Yes, because they feel so much pressure to get married. They get married to like the first person they find.
It's a heinous culture.
Yeah. And like what do you know? It doesn't work out.
Yeah, but like I mean and I can't even just say that it's Jessie. Like I feel the exact same way about Taylor right now. I feel like she is honestly just as bad as Dakota because she keeps going back to his ass. Like, not that happened in this episode. I'm just generalizing, you know, but it's like
she hasn't though. I think
I love this show.
Obviously they're done because she's on The Bachelor,
yeah, but like I don't actually think they're done. I think they'll get back together eventually.
No,
I don't think Taylor Frankie Paul is finding the love of her life on The Bachelor.
I manifest that.
I don't think Taylor Frankie Paul.
Stop speaking that into the universe.
Okay.
You take that back. You take that back.
You can manifest it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
You take that back.
And you know what's funny too is that I was listening to the Vile Files a couple months ago, and it was like right before Taylor started filming her season of The Bachelorette. And they had on Rachel Lindsay. Did you ever watch her season of The Bachelorette, Rachel Lindsay?
Yeah.
I do like Rachel a lot. Like, she's funny, and I think she tells it like it is. And she goes, because of course Nick and Natalie are like good friends with Taylor, and they're like huge supporters of her. And so they're always like, I really think that she's gonna do great. Like, this is gonna be so great for her, blah, 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 blah. And it was just so funny because Rachel Lindsay goes, look, I know y'all are friends with her. I know you're close. That girl is not going to find the love of her life on The Bachelorette. It was so funny, just the way that she said it.
She was just on a date in New York. I can't believe you didn't see her.
I know, she was at the Bryant Park Christmas market.
Yeah.
Which I have not been to, but it's just, I mean, time will tell, of course.
I just want her to be happy. I'm rooting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll root for her for like maybe another season, but if she keeps pulling the same bullshit that she has been seasons 1 through 3, I can no longer root for her. She's making it impossible for people to root for her.
I wouldn't say she's done anything in season 3, but I also haven't seen the whole thing. But like, speaking as of right now, she didn't.
Anything. The reason that it's top of mind for me is because I just watched the reunion, and Dakota made a comment that makes me think that they're not fully done.
I just don't even know why the husbands have to be there. It just irks me.
I know. I mean, dad talk in and of itself needs to like bite the dust. Like,
well, it's the same thing when they whip out the husbands at the housewife reunions. I'm like, I don't care.
Right. It's so long. It's like so. It feels like the longest segment with the husbands. Like, no one gives a shit what they have to say. I'm like,
what are you doing here?
Yeah. Speaking of toxic men, though, we open up episode 6 of Selling Sunset with Emma revealing that she has been fully dating this man, Blake, for a year.
Okay, I was wondering if there was a time jump or I missed something. So she's been lying.
I think there was a time jump.
Okay. From the fires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
So, because I was like, hold up, did she just say like a year?
Yeah. I mean, she probably was downplaying it a little bit when they first like introduced him in those episodes, but I do feel like they film over such a long span of time. So it would make sense to me that like that's how long they have been together.
So they've been dating for like a year. Emma, I feel as if was like alluding to like a few issues, but she's too afraid to talk to Chrishell about them because Chrishell's just going to be like, hey, told you so. And we just talked about this however many reality digests ago where I was like, you don't want to be that friend that your friend can't come to when she's going through a hard time.
Yeah. It's like, I think the biggest problem is that it comes off that Chrishell is being mean. And I really think she's just trying to approach the situation with humor because she doesn't know another way to like get her opinions out there without her and Emma just getting in like a genuine blowout fight.
Yeah.
But
I think that's
just comes off as her being mean.
Yeah.
It like comes off as her being mean and dismissive of her friend. But her concerns are valid.
They are valid. But then Emma goes like, in her confessional, she's like, I know Chrishell's feelings. So when she keeps dragging like or dogging on me like this, it almost feels as if she's just making fun of me. And I thought that was a really valid point. I was like, Chrishell just needed to make her feelings clear, and then we needed to move on. I don't know why we keep bringing it up. I don't know why we keep talking about it. Like, if Emma shares something, you're just like, okay, cool. And then you move on. Like, your opinion is clear. You don't need to say it again. Because it just makes everything worse.
I totally agree. And I think I might have brought this up last week too, but ever since Chrishell has been in a relationship with G, she just like, I think holds herself on a different level than the other women when it comes to her relationship. Like, she thinks that she's better at being in a relationship.
Like, yeah, like she's in a better relationship than everybody else.
Her relationship at least appears to be very solid.
Well, you know, a lot of times when that happens...
And it's coming off as a bit self-righteous, but...
But I feel like a lot of times when that happens, like, you're actually in the worst relationship. I'm not saying that I think that her and G's relationship is in a bad place, but, like, I just feel like a lot of times when you're projecting that much, something is happening behind the scenes that we're not seeing.
I totally agree. I am on the same page, and of course I don't wish anything to happen between...
Neither do I, but
I'm... G, but I wouldn't
it's like
be surprised.
It's the thing when you post 4 paragraphs for your anniversary with your husband, and I know that your relationship is not in a good place.
Right. And I know that he cheated on you before you guys were
I know that
married.
something happened. Okay, so
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like you can't
We
really
also
like
saw
preach relationship advice when like your relationship isn't all like roses.
right, and you just never know when you could be next, you know.
Exactly.
We also learn a little bit more about Bree. I felt like that conversation with her and her sister was so weird.
It was so strange because her sister is gorgeous, and I was just struggling to see the resemblance because of how much
They look
work
nothing
Bree has had
alike.
done. Bree just looks
Yeah.
like so far away from her sister in relation. I'm like, guys, are we sure?
It was also just funny listening to them talk. Like they clearly just live very different lives.
100%. And like the way they were talking, I was like, have you guys not spoken for 5 years? Like I feel like you guys don't talk to each other on a daily basis,
Right.
and you guys were forced to do this scene together. And I don't know why,
Hmm.
and I don't know for what gain, but I just wasn't feeling any kind of sisterly connection.
I totally agree. I'm like, do you guys even know each other?
I was like, how?
Did you grow up in the same house? Maybe they didn't. I don't really know, but that was just funny. And then we have a new cast member enter the chat.
Okay, and talk about looking alike. She does look like Sophia. Wait.
I know.
Okay, yeah, Sofia Vergara
Yeah,
is
Sophie
rather what.
Vergara. Her cousin, I guess?
Yes, her cousin, but she says they were raised together. I don't know, like I don't know. I feel like ever since
Yeah.
the Ben Affleck situation, I don't really believe any kind of relation anymore.
So true.
So I would need Sophia to verify that. But she seemed like an interesting dynamic. I was really getting whiplash with like the Bree's talking and then Chriselle's talking and then Bree's talking and I was like, "Oh my god, I think I'm like gonna die."
I know. I don't know if you had this thought, but I was just thinking to myself, like, why does Chriselle dislike Bree so much? Like, she and Emma switched up on Bree
I don't remember.
so fast.
I was like, is it all because of Chelsea?
Yes.
Is that it?
And then also, not Chelsea talking to Sandra, pretending like what she did or said about Bree wasn't like a big deal. She's like, it's honestly just trivial. Like, it's not. It's ridiculous. Like, there's no reason that she shouldn't like me.
What, like Bree saying to Chelsea?
Chelsea saying that to Sandra. But it's annoying to me how Chelsea is just trying to pretend like that never happened. Like she never did anything to Bree and like they're just fine.
You
When in
literally
reality,
questioned her entire lifestyle choice. Whereas if you had done that with Chriselle, you would have been kicked off the show. So I don't really understand like what the difference.
that's on period. That is a really good point. I didn't even
Like,
think about it that way, but you're so
why
right.
are we judging other people's lifestyles when they are not your own? And that's what Bree was saying that entire season.
Exactly.
She was like,
And
why does it matter? Because it's my relationship. You have nothing to do with me.
She's like, because it's none of your fucking business. That's why. That's why there's nothing wrong with it. Because
Like,
you're not in the relationship.
You don't have to understand it. You don't have to get it.
Yes. And I will be the first to admit I don't get it. I would not ever condone a relationship like Nick Cannon has with his many baby mamas and children who he can't even remember the names of.
Yeah.
Which I did see a clip of, and I'm saying that because I actually did see a clip of him where somebody asked him to name all the children and he could not name them all. Clearly Bree's child is well taken care of and fully provided for.
Yes.
So that to me is why I just like, if I were somebody in Bree's circle, I just would not even bother saying anything about it because as long as the child is being taken care of, that's all that matters. And
that's what I said for the situation with Jesse. I was like, I don't give two shits what you're doing as long as the kid is okay. And that's all that matters. Like, I don't understand why, like, regardless of if I understand it or not, that's a lifestyle she chose for herself, and I'm going to respect that. Like, let her live her life. Like, it's not my life.
And
it's hers.
Even if you don't respect it, just move on. Focus on your own. Like, clearly things weren't great in Chelsea's home either, so it's probably a little bit of projection.
That's my thing with all these girls. Like, focus on your own home life. Because it's not good.
I know, genuinely. And leave somebody's kid. She had a baby when Chelsea was doing, like, her kid was like months old. You know? But then we wrap up this episode with Mary's meltdown over these flowers.
Okay, that I thought was taken way out of proportion. Because I didn't even know, I wasn't even on board on the train for when Chelsea and Mary weren't okay. Because at the beginning of
been okay.
But like at the beginning of the episode, Chelsea just said that she was was fine to be in the same room as Mary.
Yeah, like they can be in the same room as each other, but like Chelsea, both on and off the seasons, has been disparaged Mary's ability to be good at her job many times. Like
So that's what I
remember when
thought, but
Jason,
then like Chelsea's saying they're like cordial, so I didn't really think it was a big deal to send her flowers when she had just been through this traumatic experience.
yeah, I mean, I think that the reason that Mary was so mad is the fact that, I mean, think about it. They're at this opening for Emma's like empanadas being at this restaurant, and Mary literally said like, Chelsea just said hi to everybody except for me. And then they're like at this, or maybe Mary wasn't at that clothing drive thing, but like that's the thing. I mean, Chelsea and Mary both, their demeanor is not to, you know, scream and shout and yell and get in a smackdown drag out in on the show. Like they're gonna fight sort of silently, but yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Mary's reaction was over the top. However, I do have to say, in her defense, I do think that Chelsea and the producers set up the flowers to arrive at that time.
Yeah, the producer
Like,
being like,
I do think that that was the point.
The producer being like, we didn't do this. Like, she wanted to send flowers. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, you wouldn't be saying that if you didn't do this.
But then it's like I felt like what the producers were trying to skirt around without outrightly lying to Mary, what they were trying to do was like, well, we didn't tell her to send the flowers, but we worked with her to get them delivered at this time. Like the producer literally said, I wrote it down. The producer said, quote, she wanted to do this for her. It had nothing to do with us. Like we had nothing to do with it.
And Mary was like, oh, so you just happened to have cameras here when it arrived?
And that's the other thing too that I feel like I had to think about was the fact that, like we were just talking about with the whole timeline of it all, they filmed this show over such a wide span of months that it's not like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives where they're nearly on camera probably 16 hours a day every single day. Like they have call times all the time. Selling Sunset is not like that. These women have a lot of other things going on in their lives. If I had to guess, they maybe have 1 or 2 call times a month.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely
For
all a
me
little
to
sketchy. But why was she threatening to stop filming?
I think it was because she was so upset about her house getting robbed, and the producers probably begged her to film a scene about it, that once that happened, it just sent her over the edge.
Yeah, I think that's very fair.
Which, I mean, I would be devastated if I got robbed.
Me
the way that she did.
too.
Like, that's absolutely.
Me
Bree
too.
said it perfectly. She was like, you should be mad. You can be mad. This is an extremely violating thing that happened to you.
Horrible.
So, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. It does not go up from here.
It does not what?
This show, everything goes downhill from here.
It
does not get better.
Great. Really looking forward to it.
Great. That being said, I think that wraps up our lineup for this week.
Yeah, it does. I miss Dancing with the Stars, and I miss Special Forces.
I know. It's sad. Let's see if there's anything. Let's check the calendar, see what's coming for us. Really nothing. Nothing until January 9th when Traitors premieres.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm so excited for Traitors.
Have they announced the cast, or is that like not for a little bit?
Oh yeah, no, they have announced cast. Let's look it up. We can talk about it.
But you know what I'm like super looking forward to is this Friday's the Taylor Swift docuseries.
Oh my gosh, you're right. If we have time, we need to do a mini episode on that.
Because by the time we talk to you guys next, it'll have been out, and trust I will have watched the entire thing.
Me too. I'm gonna watch. When does it come out? The 12th? When is that?
I believe that is Friday.
Okay, I'll be watching it all next weekend. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because we don't know who a lot of these people are, but the people we do know. So, your favorite, Mark Ballas.
Mark Ballas?
Yeah.
What is he doing? I thought he said he was like done with reality TV, but okay, go off.
I don't think he was. Said that.
I just don't think he's coming back to Dancing with the Stars.
Actually, I think he's going to, but I do think there was a second where he was like, if you guys are going to be like actually horrible human beings to me, then I'm not going to come back. But I think he will. I think he'll be back next season.
That's fair.
So yeah, Mark Ballas, Stephen Coletti. I do recognize this guy. He was on One Tree Hill.
The guy who was the... God, I'm trying to think of what club were they in?
I don't know.
It was...
I don't remember what his character was. It's been so long since I've seen that show.
So he was like in love with like Brooke, but I don't think they ever dated.
Okay. That feels like it tracks. We have a Real Housewife of Potomac on. We don't watch that franchise, but Maura Higgins, you know who that is? Love Island UK.
No.
She does all of the like I'm pretty sure she did most of the After Suns of this past year's Love Island UK, but I don't watch the After Suns.
Wait, now I'm thinking that like Brooke was like in love with him, and I do think they dated.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been so long
Maybe.
since I've seen that show. Such a good show, though.
Nonetheless, it's honestly kind of rare for them to have an actor from like such a big show like that, to be
Yeah.
honest. Donna Kelsey, Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom.
Well, I have seen that. I've seen that she's gonna be on this.
I've heard from some people who were on this season that everybody was terrified to go after her, like for being a potential traitor, because they were scared of the backlash that they would get from Taylor Swift's fan base.
Do you want to? Yeah, like I would be scared of the Swifties. I would be scared of.
Yeah. Tara Lipinski, who is an Olympic figure skater. Dorinda Medley, who's a Real Housewife of New York City, and she was actually on Traitors last season, but she was voted out in like the first episode, and she was really upset about it. So I think they
let her back.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Because everybody always thinks that a housewife is going to be a traitor because they're so snaky on their shows.
I guess I'll find out when I watch, but I actually don't like know what you're talking about. Like I don't know anything about this show.
Yeah, so it's basically like kind of a game of Mafia. Did you ever play that?
Yeah.
It's like I think it's either 3 or 4. I think it's 3. There are 3 traitors, and it's basically like throughout the episode they do different games and stuff, and they can win things like immunity or whatever. But ultimately at the end of every episode, or at some point during every episode, they have like what they call a round table, which is basically where they're having conversation, where they're trying to suss out who the traitors are. The ultimate goal for the group, they call them the faithfuls, the people who aren't traitors. The goal for the faithfuls is that they make it to the end and voting out all the traitors. But the goal for the traitors is that they try and prove that they aren't a traitor so that they can win. So like if you got to the end of the show, let's say that there's 3 faithfuls and 1 traitor left, the traitor would win because the traitor basically like snuck through and like convinced all of them that they weren't a traitor. But if they get to the end and there's no traitors left, then like the faithfuls win. So it's like it's a fun show. It's fun to watch, and like the aesthetic is fun. It's like they hold it at this like Irish estate or somewhere in the UK. It's like a fun vibe. Rob from Love Island season 6 or season 5.
Oh, he's a beautiful man.
He is. Lisa Rinna, Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. Colton Underwood, former Bachelor.
Ugh.
And Stalker. I know, he's so weird.
I don't like
Johnny
him.
Weir, Olympic figure skater. And that's probably the only people that we would know. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good season. I'm annoyed that Colton's on it, but I'll get over it.
I'm annoyed too. He's going to be our Dylan.
Oh my god, he already is my Dylan, except Colton has an actual criminal record.
Yeah, that's fair.
That may not be true, but he did stalk his ex-girlfriend, so he's a freak.
Yes, he did.
Anywho, thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and this Thursday, our Fame Files is going to be on the Ellen DeGeneres scandal.
Whoop,
so
whoop.
tune in to hear all the details on why Ellen was, for lack of a better word, canceled in 2020. And we will get into all of it. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Anywho, I think that's all we have. See ya.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos. The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.